Congested still. So I apologize about the delay of getting out another video to you. I just felt like crap. I went backpacking, well, kind of. I mean, I went to southern Utah, and I did not feel good. So I did a little bit of hiking, and the chest cold got to me. Long story short, I came home early, and I didn't even work yesterday. So here I am on a Tuesday night, late, past 9 p.m. I just barely got done working with my last client, and I'm going to get this video out to you. So let's talk about it. Day 4. Like proper goal setting and basically a summarization of your flexible dieting plan. Okay, so I'm going to summarize. If you haven't watched the other videos, I definitely would suggest you go back and watch those other 3 videos that lead up to this one. But on this one, I'm going to summarize exactly what it is that you're trying to do and go over a couple of the topics some of the topics that I've talked about in some of those other videos. Okay, so what we want to concentrate on here is the most important aspects for your weight loss journey. Okay, we're focusing on the most important big portions rather than looking at all the small little minute pieces that aren't going to add up to be nearly what the large portions are going to be. And what is that? It's calories. Number 1 is calories, okay? So remember, like I talked about in video 1 on calories, if you're in a calorie surplus, you're gaining weight. Okay, if you're in a calorie deficit, you're losing weight. You're on a maintenance level, you maintain your weight. You maintain your weight. So you need to find your calorie deficit. And in video 1, I talked about how to go about finding out an actual caloric intake number for you. But remember, that number may not be right, okay? And the fact is, it's probably not going to be right. What ends up happening is you just try a number, you track the food that you're taking in, you see what your weight is doing, and then you adjust from there. You want to be losing 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. So I do my number, I put in 1,800 calories, that should be a deficit. I start tracking my food, I'm weighing myself, I'm going to give myself 5 days before. If I don't see any results after those 5 days, results being weight loss, well then I need to take my number down another 150, 200 calories, okay? So we're just basically start with a number, track it. Are you getting the results you want to see? If not, then change it. And that's all that we're doing here. Nothing is perfect, like I said. It's just track it, try it, adjust. That's it. So what you basically want to do is you want to set up one goal at a time here. Okay, knowing that calories are the most important, well, let's find your calorie number first. And don't find anything else before that. Okay, so I'm going to track my food. I'm going to find that calorie number where I'm losing weight, and then I'm going to move on. What's the next most important thing? Protein. So we're going to make sure you get enough protein in. How much protein do you need? Well, you're looking at about 0.6 grams per pound of body weight. Okay, so a 100-pound person, about 60 grams of protein a day. All right, that's what you're shooting for. How do you know if you're getting enough protein? You're tracking your food. Okay, MyFitnessPal. Track, track, track. You can also go in on MyFitnessPal and you can enter in your own goals. And that's under more goals, and then there's macronutrient goals, and then there's also other nutrient goals. So you can go in there and manually enter in your macronutrient goals, and it puts it into a pie chart so you can see every single day exactly what your macronutrients are. And those macronutrients are protein, fats, and carbohydrates, okay? So those are the most important aspects in your nutrition. Calories, protein, fiber, water, okay? Those 4 things right there. But you have to make sure that you implement it correctly. Don't try to overhaul your whole diet, okay? Go back to video 1 if that's what you're thinking. So after you find your calorie number, then that protein number, like I said, you find out how many grams of protein you should be eating, and you're going to start tracking it. What you're going to realize is that you're almost more than likely way underneath on your protein, how much protein you should be eating. And so what you do is you just try to slowly get that up. Now I'm going to set up a goal. Let's say that my goal for you is to get more protein into your diet. We're currently eating about half the amount of protein that we need. What I want you to do is I'd sit down with you and I'd say, okay, how do you plan on getting more protein into your diet? And then you want to get as specific as possible. Okay? So maybe it's I'm going to eat chicken or I'm going to make sure that I eat a fist size of protein at every single meal. Or maybe it's something not even that great. So maybe you want to say, hey, only on Tuesday night, I'm going to make sure that I get my protein in on that dinner. Okay, you could attack one meal at a time. Is your progress going to be slower? Sure, but that's okay. We're in it for the long haul. This isn't for let me sprint and then let me get my goal and then let me fall off. So what I am saying is that basically how you want to line out your goals is up to you and how quickly you want to go. But the idea is that you set up a goal, you achieve it, you make it a habit. Okay? Make it a habit. Meaning that you're going to be able to do that every single week and sustain it. Once you're able to do that, we'll go after another goal. So let's say that my goal was protein. I made a habit that I was going to eat an extra, I was going to have an extra chicken breast once a day that I wasn't currently having. So now I'm like 20 grams under what my goal should be. Okay, now I've made that a habit. Well, now I'm going to go after that other 20 grams that I need per day. So maybe I'm going to say I'm going to eat some beans and some nuts throughout the week as well. And hopefully that'll get me over my goal. And then I'm going to be able to sustain that, make that a habit, and then move on to something else. So don't overload yourself, okay? What we're doing here is one habit at a time, okay? Come up with a goal that makes sense for our overall goal of the flexible dieting, make that a habit, and then go into another goal. You can go as fast or slow as you want, okay? There's no perfect way to go about this. Just as long as you're tracking your food and you're tracking your results. If you're not tracking those things, you don't know if it's working, you don't know what you're doing, you're basically just hoping, throwing stuff at the wall, hoping that something sticks and that it's going to work for you, okay? So you have to know the numbers, have to know what's going on. After the protein, then it's the fiber. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to look at your fiber intake. How do you know how much fiber you're eating? You're tracking your food, okay? It's going to tell you in there, I'm eating so many grams of fiber. Women, about 25 grams a day. Men, about 30 grams a day. You are not eating enough fiber, okay? You are not eating enough protein and you are not eating enough fiber. I can tell you that right now. How are you going to get more protein? How are you going to get more fiber is up to you. It doesn't really make a difference where it comes from as long as you get the total amount of grams that we want per day. Okay? It can come from a lot of different areas, but more than likely your fiber is going to come from plants. Okay? Most of it will come from plants. And the same thing with that. You're basically going to set up a goal that makes sense to your overall goal, meaning if my goal is fiber, I'm going to set up a goal saying maybe I'm going to eat half an avocado a day. Okay, that avocado is going to bring me about 6 grams of fiber. And then once I'm able to make that a habit, well then I can throw something else in. Okay, but what you don't want to do is just be trying something and then not being able to do it long term and then switching it and you're never reaching your overall goal with that, okay? So one thing at a time, turn into a habit and then go to something else. And then your fourth one would be water. Okay, how much water should you be drinking? I've read it where it's like divide your weight by 2, that's how many ounces you want. That's a pretty high number, and I'm totally into that if you can drink that much water. Otherwise, women about 60 to 80 ounces, men about 80 to 100 ounces. Okay, that's what we'd be looking for in your water intake. Now, with these goals that you're setting up, what you want to do is you want to set up goals where you are 85 to 90% sure that you're going to obtain them. Because I don't want you to set up goals where you're like, oh man, that's far-fetched, I might be able to do it, and then failure after failure after failure, you end up giving up. So we want goals that are not easy, okay, you want to push yourself, but you also want goals that you're going to be able to obtain 90% of the time. Because we don't want you to have negative emotion going on, being like, oh, I'm a failure, I should have done X, Y, and Z, when that was a huge goal in the first place that most people aren't going to accomplish. So set up the goals wisely, push yourself, but also be smart and make sure that these are goals that you're going to be able to accomplish, 85 to 90% of the time. And write them down. Write down your goals that you're doing. This is the goal that I'm doing, and this is the reason why I'm doing it, and this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, and put it on a board in your house. The more ways that you can remind yourself of your overall goals, the more likely you are to succeed. Okay, something that I do is, excuse me, something that I do is I have a goal board at my house, and I write goals on there almost on a daily basis, okay, where it's like I have under my health, I'm going to do one thing a day. Under my business, I'm going to accomplish at least one thing a day. Under my education and yeah, basically I think I have it as my education and spirituality. I'm going to do at least one thing there as well. And then family and friendship, I'm going to do at least one thing there. So basically what we're doing, or what I'm doing, is making myself sit down and think about my goals. This is what I want to accomplish for the day. And the more times that I see that blink at me in my face, the more I'm going to think about it, and the quicker it's going to become a reality. So write things down. How are you going to accomplish it? What are you going to do to accomplish it? And then look at it repeatedly. Notice it. You'll accomplish things a lot quicker that way, okay? So write out your goals and exactly why and how and what you're going to do to make that happen. And then that's basically it. So flexible dieting, all in all, is pretty simple. It really, really is pretty simple. The thing is, though, is that most of you are not educated enough to do a flexible dieting plan without literally taking 6 months and tracking your food for the next 6 months. Okay, the awesome thing about tracking your food is that you are going to educate yourself surrounding nutrition in areas that you thought you knew. You're going to put something into MyFitnessPal, scan the barcode, put it in there, and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this thing has that many calories. Or, wow, I can't believe this thing has 0 protein. Like, there's no protein even in this thing. Or they call this thing a protein bar, and it has 20 grams of sugar and 10 grams of protein. Like, what's going on here? You're going to start to notice a lot of those things, okay? So make sure you're tracking it. Make sure you put your goals into MyFitnessPal manually, so that you go through each day and it basically tells you exactly what your overall goals are, and you can see as you enter things into MyFitnessPal, it kind of builds up throughout the day, and it'll let you know how many calories you have left, how much protein you have left, and how much fiber you have left. And that way you know exactly what's going on, okay? So here's what I want you to do, is commit to yourself that you're going to track your food for the next 6 months. Okay, I promise you it'll be worth it. I promise it'll be worth it. You have to believe me. But you have to put in the time as well. MyFitnessPal is really easy to use. You can scan barcodes. They have that search bar where it makes it real simple and easy to pull up food from. The one thing you want to make sure, though, is that when you search it through the barcode, try to get the ones that has a green check mark. I forget what it says. It's like anyways, when it has a green check mark, it's saying that they've gone through and they've checked to make sure that the nutrition contents that are in it are correct, okay? So you want to try to get the ones that have the green check mark next to it. I can't remember what it says right there, but you have to track your food, okay? I can't reiterate that enough. If you don't, you're not going to succeed. I almost promise you won't succeed. So 6 months. That's all. How long is 6 months? It's not much time at all. It's just 6 months. You're going to live it regardless if you track or you don't. Okay, if you want to lose weight that badly and you are serious about it, you're going to be serious about tracking. Okay, I hope that these videos have really helped you. I said this was going to be a 5-part series, and I turned it into 4 because number 3 was so long. If you guys have any questions surrounding it after watching these videos, you know how to reach me, okay? Just use Facebook Messenger, or if you have my contact, go ahead and shoot me a text or give me a call. I'm here to help you guys out. That's the reason I do these videos. So flexible dieting is the way to go. There's no other, you're not going to convince me of any other diet that works long term. So the cool thing is that you're going to find out what works best for you and not what I think works best for you. Okay, your body's going to tell you, as long as you listen to it, as long as you track their results, you're going to see everything that's going on, and then you can adjust properly as you keep going. I'm going to do a lot of other videos surrounding nutrition, surrounding things like reverse dieting and metabolism, and a lot of other videos on this stuff. So if you guys have any specifics that you would like me to cover, I'd be more than happy to listen to you and do that for you. So that's all I got for this video on the flexible dieting. I hope that I've helped you out. And like I said, got questions, go ahead and shoot them my way. This has been Corey Nielsen Fitness. Sick or not, I'm here. Enjoy you guys' night. I'm out.